Leo, it is time for your December tarot, general tarot reading. And I've gone ahead and drawn your cards. We will be using the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot. We'll start off with the Hanged Man, the Five of Swords, the Four of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, Temperance, the Two of Pentacles, the World, the Five of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords. I can already see there's a lot going on with Pentacles because we have 5, 6, and 7. So there's definitely something there. We also have 3 major arcana, which are the Hanged Man, Temperance, and the World. And then we have Swords. Oh, we also have the Two of Pentacles, excuse me. It seems like you're struggling with manifestation here. And I'm seeing a lot about perspective in this already. So we'll go ahead and jump in. With the Hanged Man, for me that typically comes up as a sign that it is time to change your perspective. If you look at it from this angle, he is upside down and hanging by one foot. But if you look at it this way, it almost looks like he's joking around. Like he could be jumping from that perspective. It's really just, it is kind of a trick on the eyes a little bit. We also have the Five of Swords, which is an interesting card for me as well because it speaks about people giving up and kind of not with the way the clouds are moving in the background. You can see they're very choppy and there's a lot of kind of turbulence there. And there's 2 men in the background. One is kind of over here crying. The other one's just kind of walking away and their swords are left laying on the ground. And this guy here is actually almost smiling. And it's like the only reason he really won, because you can see there's 2 other people. There's 2 swords on the ground. He's got one that he's picking up and he's already carrying 2. So it's almost like this was a 5 against 1 situation and he is winning, not because he outnumbers anybody, but because he didn't give up. We also have the Four of Cups, which is, this is, again, I want to say focus and perspective are similar because when you put your focus on something, we see more of that. But if you can change your perspective from the negative and put your focus there, it will change your perception of reality. I hope that makes sense. So in this, so it starts off by saying you need to change your perspective and then don't give up, but also what are you putting your focus on? Because he's very, well, it's hard to tell if it's not specifically masculine or feminine. So the individual in this case is very focused on these 3 cups here on the ground, but they're totally ignoring this one that's coming out of a cloud here, like this very magical, I don't even want to say, it's not even like magical, it's like it's a manifestation that's there, but they're so focused on the 3 cups that are like empty on the ground that they're not seeing what they're manifesting coming in. Again, where you put your focus. We then go into the Seven of Pentacles, and this is talking about where you put in a lot of work and the harvest is that the fruits are ripening on the vine. It's not time to harvest yet, but the fruits are ripening on the vine. And then we talk about Temperance being a reference to moderation and balance. But balance when it comes to consumption. you can see that this is a very abundant place, so it seems odd to be talking about temperance at this time. I feel like part of that is speaking to like counting your chickens before they hatch, or not even counting your chickens before they hatch, but like he's got a beautiful harvest coming on this vine, but by harvesting it too soon, by being impatient, by being intemperate and harvesting it too soon, you would lessen the reward, the benefit that you get. We then have the Two of Pentacles, and I always think this is an interesting card because again, it's like working harder, not smarter, because you can see his ships are being tossed around back there, and it's almost like by juggling these two pentacles, he's actually creating the waves. I don't know why that's how it kind of reads for me, but he's like doing this whole song and dance and jumping around and trying to keep balance between those two things, and it's creating this chaos in the background that is really his ultimate prize. We then have the World card here, and I think that for this one, in this specific deck, it speaks to having like protecting your own sphere of energy here, but then also have the energies that are coming in around you. And there's a lion, so that's, I mean, this is a reading for Leo, so I feel like it could be Leo on Leo energy. There's also a bull, which is Taurus. And then an eagle actually is a symbol, of course, of freedom, but also flying above turbulence, above clouds in a storm. And then there's a nondescript figure over here, which is just a general energy. So it's you may be dealing with a Taurus in this situation. It may be Leo on Leo situation, or it may be that you are interfering with your own energy, which in a lot of ways it seems more so the case that you are your own worst enemy in this context. And I don't mean like I don't mean to like fight yourself, but to be your own master in a sense, to have control over your thoughts, because really you are the one with all the power here. This situation, the world is at your feet. You can make of this situation what you will. But then we go back to this pentacle, the Five of Pentacles, and it's like they're hobbling around, like one on crutches and the other one with no shoes and kind of a threadbare cape, and it's cold, it's winter time, and it's they're in lack. But the thing is, the pentacles are up here. It's like you have access to everything that you need, but you don't see it. And then we also have the Six of Pentacles here, and it's again, they're asking other people for what they need. It's like you don't necessarily believe in your own ability to manifest right now. It's almost like you don't believe in yourself right now. And we finish with the Eight of Swords, and you can see that again, the swords are all stuck in the ground. There's nobody there, and she's blindfolded. The only thing that's keeping her in this position right now is the fact that she doesn't see that her enemies are gone. This is all about perspective, Leo. It can be very difficult to change your perspective, but the shift is right there, and there's so much that is waiting for you if you can just take off the blindfold, really take off the blindfold and see that your enemies are gone. I almost want to say that there weren't any enemies there to begin with. Maybe you're fighting yourself in this situation. Maybe there's definitely a fight going on. We have the Five of Wands, but I also would say that we have the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands. So there's passion and there's logic. So it seems like you may be actually at war with yourself. Where I was talking about with the World card, Leo fighting Leo, you are at war with yourself. But again, we have the World card and the Wheel of Fortune. We have that we have the, and this is crazy because, and I've never really noticed this before. We have, I've kind of clarified this. There's what I was talking about, the nondescript energy. This is an angel. This is actually your angel guides. We have the eagle here, flying above the storm. We have the lion again, and we have the Taurus, the bull again. So it's definitely Leo on Leo, and the Taurus energy may be another person. Actually, it quite strongly is another person potentially impacting your energy, but it's also, it can also be you being very stubborn, which it happens to the best of us. But I think it's really interesting. It's definitely saying here, because all that is duplicating, and we're talking about the world, you having the control in this situation, you being able to really use your energy, protect your own energy, know that you know what to do ultimately, and just change your perspective, because everything that you need is right there for you. I hope this was helpful, Leo, and if you have questions, definitely comment, or if you need more clarification, please let me know. I'd be glad to help. And you have a great month of December.